no words on it.
He loves betraying people. He gets off on it. He's committed to Satan.
Fight it, and we'll do it live.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. If you're a new listener, just type in Pentagon tested gay bomb on Iraq. They considered, no, they didn't consider using it. They've used it on our troops.
And welcome to your long ride home. I'm your host, Michael Long, and joining me in studio, as always, is my co-host. He's got more of a boom in the bed than AEW did last night on their show, Mr. Corey Hennessy. How's it going, Corey?
Oh, it's going.
You don't know what that reference is at all.
You just assume that I'm not in the knowledge?
You were shaking your head like you were confused. Like,
No, I was doing like, yeah, kind of, because I don't know exactly what happened.
Oh, dude,
I know it was like a botch at the end, right?
Yeah, they messed up.
It was a
big
botch,
time.
though. It wasn't, yeah, whatever. You know, the more important thing about last night was who they revealed as their newest signing. That's more important. I know you're excited about
I thought
that.
it was a letdown myself.
Yeah, what'd you think it was?
I didn't know who it was, but I just...
They already got Captain Insano. Who else could you
Right.
possibly want?
I don't know. I was just expecting someone major.
That's kind of really quiet. The headphones.
Yeah, I know. I'm noticing that too, and I don't know what
It's
it is.
in the headphones, though.
Yeah.
I mean, and is it all the way up, kind of a thing, or? I mean, it's just it's just needed
Oh,
a
I didn't
little
have it
more
up there.
volume.
Oh, now it's going into the red over here on my screen. So let me adjust that some more. There
It's
we go.
kind of weird, a little bit weird.
There we got that beautiful yellow.
Well, I know that your headphones are probably a lot louder than mine because I don't
Yeah.
have industry standard headphones. I got me some Skull Candies
Woot woot.
from Best Buy. Deal of the day 6 months ago. Instead of some Tascams, some studio monitors, I got myself just a regular ass pair of headphones.
Okay. That was really loud.
You're
I
loud.
I was just watching what color you went into during that spiel.
Well, I didn't go into that was just on your side because I didn't go into the red on the monitor right over there.
I'm looking at the video.
You are looking at the video.
Yes.
Well, then you got to figure it out, Mr. Producer.
You got that out of your system now?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't have half the stuff that I want to say out of my system.
Well, go ahead,
But-
get it all out. Get it all out. Just let it all be said.
No, I'll just drag it out throughout the show.
Probably. Nothing new there. So, this, was it Friday or Saturday? They passed a stimulus in the Senate. They changed a few things. They took the 500 out. Or not the 500.
The 400?
The $15 minimum
Well,
wage
we
hike
knew
out.
that was
Yeah,
happening.
we knew that was coming.
There's no way that was passing.
We also, let me see here. Oh, I could do that too. Okay. Yeah, they also, did change the unemployment from 300 to 400 now. And
They
all
went
that
back
fun
up? I thought it was
stuff.
400 to 300.
Or yeah, they changed it from 400 to 300.
Yeah.
And it's going to go all the way to September now instead of August. Which is cool, I guess, for those people. It gives help a little longer that may be needed. So good for that. And that's the basics of it that deals with us. The stuff that's important to us.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You get the
Oh, but we don't care about the stimulus check, though.
well,
right?
the 1,400 and the unemployment, and yeah, that's about it. That's
So House votes on it tomorrow, correct?
I
House votes
believe
on it
so.
tomorrow.
Supposed to.
Depending on how long, if someone filibusters,
Yeah.
if Democrats just decide, because the Republicans are going to square up on it.
Right.
The Democrats, I'm more worried about Democrats fighting for more stuff instead of just saying, you know what, hey, because this is already a huge bill.
Yeah.
Just
1.9 billion.
Let's just sign off on it. Say, hell yeah, let's do it. We can always do more later if we have to.
Right.
And get it over to Mr. Biden, the one and only Joseph Biden. Get it over to him. Let him sign it. Let's get these checks rolling. IRS, got their hands full. I tell you what. Yeah. They got their hands full. They're going to be sending out checks and taxes.
See if you get your check as fast as you did last time, because you got it within a few days of Trump signing.
Yes, I did.
See if
and
they have
it was
same energy.
I think so.
I hope so.
I mean, I think back in December, they were a little more desperate to get out. Plus, it was a second round. They were a little bit more, not desperate, but they knew people were hurting. And I think that a lot more people are, because of the unemployment that finally kind of took its course. I think the damage is a lot less than it was in December.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of damage has been repaired. So maybe they don't fly it out the door, but I'd like to have some money. I got some bills I still got to get caught up on, and so hopefully that's what happens. I'm hoping that we get $1,400 in the next, by the end of the, I know for sure end of the month, but I'm thinking we could have it as soon as next week, maybe as soon as this week.
Yeah, that would be nice
for Mr. Direct Deposits.
Yeah. I'll still be getting the paper.
Because I got mine kind of late. Everyone got theirs. I was one of the last people to get theirs because I didn't have a direct deposit on file initially, and then I went in. I had to go on to where's my check? Where's my stimmy? So I went on that and punched it in. I got my check way later. And not way later, but
I didn't get mine until I think September or something.
Yeah.
Because we had to file our taxes manually last year. So yeah, that kind of ruined everything for us. But it's all good. We ended up getting it and our tax return late. Bradley asked, how is the 330? It's pretty amazing here in the 330.
yeah.
Akron, Ohio, the Rubber City.
But since he's asked, you want to go ahead and give your spiel on what the weather is?
Oh, it's 58 degrees right now, but it feels like 54. There's a high of 58 and a low of 21 in Akron today.
Speaking of...
I should have had the girl from the school come in and do our weather.
Crystal?
No. The one I was helping the other day.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
That's her goal, is to be in weather, which is, hey, you know what? I hope she makes it.
I do too.
More power to her. She's definitely working hard. That's right. And that's one of the benefits, I think, of working at OMS is we get to see the students and how hard they're working. And I think once it comes to the first set to graduate that we've worked with, I think we'll feel like, damn, we kind of helped with that.
Yeah.
And that'll be a good feeling.
Yeah. That will be a good feeling. I have a feeling, speaking of feelings, that today is going to be a very Akron kind of day.
I thought you said today was going to be a good day. I thought you were about to bust out some, what's the band that sing that? I've got a feeling. Dun, dun.
Oh, that tonight's going to be...
Yeah, was that Black Eyed Peas?
Believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
not
always
my
get
goal.
them and No Doubt mixed up.
Oh, no.
I always get them. Well, not like the members mixed up, but like
some
the
of the
names.
songs.
Right, because they kind of both hit big at the same time, and they were...
No Doubt and Black Eyed Peas?
Yeah, didn't they?
No. No Doubt's been around for almost 30 years. Oh. Black Eyed Peas is 20 years. But what I'm saying, though, is I have a feeling it's going to be a very Akron-like. It's going to be a very Akron-based show today, right? I feel like we have a lot to talk about, the things going on in Akron.
We actually do. Well, I don't know if you saw our opening.
Yeah,
stream.
I did. But I just, since you're not going to give me a lot of airtime to talk about this, I just want to, because I don't know a lot, because I know you want to talk about this, because this is a serious topic, and I just want to get what I want to.
I wasn't going to spend too much time on it.
Okay, well, last night was the NBA All-Star Game. Mm-hmm. And 2 Akron-born players were on the same team for the very first time.
I noticed that.
Sir LeBron James and thou Cleveland enemy, Stephen Curry. Which is kind of cool. It is kind of cool, like two people from Akron. I mean, like, people forget that Stephen Curry was born here in Akron. As much as I want to hate him, you know?
I could never hate the guy. He executive produces Holy Moly.
What's that?
He's the executive producer of Holy Moly.
Stephen Curry is?
Steph Curry, yeah.
Yeah. That's that reality show or whatever it is, game show or whatever.
It's like golf, extreme mini golf. Or extreme putt-putt golf or something like that.
Yeah, because his father spent some time, I believe, on the Cavaliers, if I'm not mistaken.
I did not know that.
Or I believe, or something. I don't know.
Interesting.
There's some conspiracy theories
Interesting.
about them, like about LeBron, and it's stupid. It's just someone made a big joke a couple years ago, but that's besides the point. It's just kind of cool, like,
yeah.
you know. And speaking of the NBA, next year, the All-Star Game is going to be at the Rocket Horse Mortgage Field House.
Oh, snap. It's going to be...
Gund Arena. The Gund Arena is what I meant to say.
It's going to be at the Quicken Loans Arena.
The Gund Arena.
Yeah, the Q.
The G.
Yeah, the Q.
Yeah, they're going to be at the G. That's pretty, yeah.
The QAnon Arena.
I want to go. I really do. I want to go.
It's going
to be expensive.
When's the last time there was an All-Star game? Well, no, okay. I'm thinking Major League Baseball had their All-Star game here a few years ago.
Yes, they did. I think 2017 or 2018.
Yeah. Or no, I think it was 2019.
Might have been 2019. I don't know.
Yeah. Still haven't got a WrestleMania, though.
We're never going to get a WrestleMania.
But there ain't a stadium big enough in Ohio for it.
No. Richfield Coliseum.
And the weather.
The Richfield Coliseum got some Survivor Series.
Oh, they got the original Survivor Series.
The first two, I believe.
Yeah, I've went to many a pay-per-views there. It's good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
That's cool.
You grew up in Akron. You definitely have been, most likely, I don't know, you may be too young to ever go into the Richfield Coliseum.
I am too young. I've never been. I mean, I can't say that. I can't definitively say that I've never been on it.
Right.
Or never been there, but I can't tell you that I have.
Right. I know. We probably went to see Raining Brothers because it was the Gun Arena before the Gun. It was pretty much what they built the Gun to replace. But yeah, I think we probably went to the circus there. I know I went to quite a few wrestling shows there, and you know my mom and dad and all them used to go to all the concerts and stuff there. Because I mean, Cleveland was a big city for concerts for the longest time.
It kind of still is. I think that we still get a lot of big names that come to Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
It's
still a major city, but it's not like it used to be.
No, and even like it was because we had LeBron here in Cleveland, and like the Indians were like in the in the running for the World Series and stuff. Like for 4 or 5 years, that it was revamped again.
Well, right. Well, I mean, just like speaking, like just on making stars kind of in music, because like people like Tom Petty and all that, like really when it used to be a thing where once you hit it big in Cleveland on the radio, then you became a star. Like Cleveland was the measuring stick for what your star power is going to be. Bruce Springsteen, all them, over on the rock stations in Cleveland, and that's kind of where a lot of them got their breaks. And you'd see like these these music festivals that the rock stations would put on back in the day, and you'd see they ain't even headliners on this concert, and some of the biggest stars in rock, and it's like, damn, like this was before they were even big. So yeah, I mean, Richfield Coliseum had a lot of history.
Yeah, I couldn't definitively say if I've been there or not, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have memories of I do. I remember one show. I only remember being there at one show, and it was a wrestling show, obviously.
Of course.
And Hulk Hogan wrestled Earthquake in the main event in a stretcher match.
Oh, that's cool.
So that would have been around 90 or 91. But I do have pictures of being there, and it must have been right after WrestleMania 6. So it would have been 1990 for a different show. They used to always come to Cleveland, which is surprising because Bruce Pritchard said he hates that building. But yeah, we had
It's torn down, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's torn down.
It's just not a thing anymore.
Right. I know it's not open. I'm not sure if it's completely torn down or not. I'll have to look into that. Because I think I just recently saw pictures of someone that went there and took pictures around the outside of it. So I think it is still standing. Mm-hmm. But I forgot that building was in the middle of nowhere. You had to drive through a bunch of woods and stuff to get to it.
That's why it was a Coliseum. I worked in Richfield for like a short amount of time. That truck, that beer delivery job, well, that was out in Richfield.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I mean, it's just, I don't know, Richfield is kind of a backwoods town, I guess. I mean, it makes more sense they moved the building to downtown Cleveland. You know,
A lot of
it's more
places are moving
accessible.
downtown.
Oh, yeah. The only thing that sucks is Richfield Coliseum had a giant parking lot, so it's a lot easier to, you know, find parking than it is going to the
Going to anything
anything downtown.
Anything downtown.
I mean, even if you're not going to one of the games, but you just happen to be down there on game day, you're paying like $35 for park. It's ridiculous. I think I think something should be done about that, because I mean that's price gouging to a ridiculous level. So I really think they should probably cap how much you can charge for parking during these games. Because that's just ridiculous. But a lot of those lots are privately owned. They're not owned by the city.
Yeah.
So
That's why they get away with it.
Yeah, but I mean, the city could be like, hey, look, here, pass something to where, you know, they cap
They
how
should have
much.
they should have a capped prime rate.
Yeah, like, yeah, I mean, $25 is expensive, but I would say, hey, you know, that's a decent number compared to what they're trying to charge people.
It's getting to a point where it's cheaper to just get an Uber. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people, and that's what a lot of
yeah.
people do.
Yeah.
They'd just get dropped off. They'll have somebody drop them off,
Right.
and then they'll get because most things are, you know, kind of late coming home. Maybe not in COVID times,
Right.
but most of the time it's, you know, so they'll get an Uber on the way. They'll get Uber home, or like one time we went out to Cleveland, went to I think an Indians game, I want to say, and my sister's friend lives in Bay Village, so we all just met at her house and Ubered over.
Yeah.
And it was a shorter drive, so it wasn't like we're driving from Lorain or something to Cleveland.
Right.
And we got back and drove home. I mean, it was.
I just start walking the night before.
Yeah.
So that way I get there in time for the concert and I'll
There's
pay
like
for
this.
parking.
There's a parking lot. It's like way down. I couldn't tell you. I don't really go downtown that much. It's like way downtown. You just like it's like an honor system. You put money into this like slot.
Oh yeah.
And then like the supposedly the parking lot meter would come through, or the ferry would check, but I don't think they actually really do. But we parked there a couple times because it's cheap.
Yeah, I think for the big events they will check though, and if there ain't money in your slot, oh, you're done for.
Yeah.
I was always too scared not to put money in.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Just in case.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't want to get slapped with no ticket.
Right. I've actually
towed.
When I used to work at a call center in Canton, they had a parking lot that was just like that. But yeah, the lady would come out there and check the boxes, and she'd be ticketing cars if they didn't put money in that box. Damn it! So they don't play around about their money. So their money, and they want it now.
Just kind of crazy that we have to pay for the convenience of parking.
Yeah, I know.
Especially
I mean, but it's a good. I wouldn't mind.
It's a good hustle, yeah.
I wouldn't. I mean, if I owned a parking lot in Cleveland, like kind of close to downtown, they're making a ton of money. Mm-hmm. I mean, because you got to think people that are down there working all day.
Or it's like, you ever go to Crocker in Westlake?
No.
Crocker Park, they have a bunch of meters and stuff.
A bunch of ferries.
Yeah.
I thought that was Lakewood.
No, that's
that
Lakewood.
Had a bunch
That's
of
definitely
ferries.
Lakewood. There's some ferries there too. There's some meters there. I went to go to the exchange one time, and I had to go to I was like freaking out. I'm like, can't find parking. And then I went to put money in the meter, and they're like, you actually don't have to from certain hours.
Oh, really?
Like after 5 o'clock or something. So it was late. So it was pretty cool. I ran in really quick. Just a lot of stuff. Downtown, I hate when there's no parking spots. Like, I hate downtown anywhere really downtown. You can't park. You can't enjoy yourself. I mean, I was
trying to go.
I get anxiety.
Like, I love the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but trying to go there, it's horrible. Just because finding parking, I hate trying to find parking. Just that's the worst thing to me. Like, and then you eventually park so far back that or so far away that you're just like, I should just walk from home. It's the same distance.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just a lot of stuff.
I've never been to the Rock Hall. Can you believe that?
Never been?
Never been.
Oh man, you have to go.
I should have went. Isn't there like one day? I think it's like Martin Luther King Day or something. It's free, or it used to be that way. There was like a day where it was free, or it was very, very, very cheap.
I mean, I'm sure they do. I know for Ohio residents, It's a little cheaper. But also, if you're a resident of Cleveland or if you're a resident
Cuyahoga
of Cleveland,
County.
and I think it's just Cleveland actually. It's actually free for residents of Cleveland. So,
That's like a once a year type of thing because there's not really a bunch of stuff that gets.
Well, no, they always have. Well, yeah, I think every 6 months they may have they have special
New exhibits.
attractions.
Yeah,
they have like
yeah.
special attractions, limited time only attractions, which are really cool. We went. What are the ones we saw? We saw, I think one that was dedicated to Dick Clark and his show, and then Rolling Stone. We went to the Rolling Stone exhibit there, not the magazine, not the band. And that was really cool because they had like office furniture from the original editors and stuff like that in there. So that was really cool. But yeah, I think you would enjoy it. I want to go.
Sure. I'm sure I would.
I want to go because they occasionally do like an exhibit for
Exhibit?
for exhibit.
Yeah.
It's like you're bumping me against the wall.
No, I think that's
not
mystical.
him.
Yeah.
No, same difference. No, but they every few years they do one on radio. So I kind of want to go for that, being that we're in radio now. I get excited for geeky stuff like that. They do have an exhibit already in there. Like, it talks about the local history of radio. It goes through the decades and the different stations that were a major part of it and all that. So that's pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff at the Rock Hall. It's definitely, if you've never been, your first time is going to be awesome. And then each time after that, like, you'll just want to go straight to the new stuff and be like, I already saw all the other stuff. We did go one time and they had a bunch of pinball machines in there, like as a tribute to, I can't remember what they were doing a tribute to. But yeah, it was pretty cool. But yeah, a lot of fun stuff there at the old Rock Hall of Fame. Better than the Football Hall of Fame, I think. I wasn't a big fan.
We're not really a sports guy at all.
No.
But you would say you probably like, out of all the sports, you're most like football.
Yeah.
Because you at least play Madden, or you used to,
Yeah, football. I mean, I've been to the Football Hall of Fame as a kid, and I mean, it was cool. It was a nice little exhibit. I knew a few names, like Dick Buttkiss, who was my favorite name when I was a kid. When my teacher talked about football, I'd be like, how about Dick Buttkiss? Just so I could say the words Dick, Butt, and Kiss in the same sentence in school and not get in trouble.
It's like when I went to church and I was like, is it true that if you are a sinner and you don't accept the Lord and
You'll
Jesus
go to
Christ,
hell?
you'll go to hell?
And you put an emphasis on hell because you're not allowed
Yeah.
to say it at home.
Yeah.
Hell!
Yeah.
Bradley said the Rock Hall is the best. They have special engagements. They saw him, and I'm assuming he's talking about his husband, saw an exhibit that was politics in music.
Oh.
There's a lot of Rage Against the Machine.
You mean to tell me Bradley's talking about politics in our chat?
Not that Bradley.
Oh, different Bradley.
Yeah, the Omaha Bradley. Remember the one that?
Yeah,
that Bradley.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. No, he's not
I'm
talking
referring to him.
about- oh, okay.
I am referring to him because we're Facebook friends.
Right.
He does a lot of political stuff. Not your. Not that guy.
It's confusing.
It is.
But no, he wasn't talking about
Because
politics.
he doesn't really chime into the show all that
No,
much.
no.
We would think you guys are always going back and forth. That Bradley,
He's probably sleeping when the show's on.
yeah.
He stays up all night arguing and sleeps all day.
Yeah, I'm surprised you have time to do the show with all the arguing you do on Facebook, Mister.
Look here.
You've been spent more time in Facebook jail than Brock Turner did in real jail.
Yeah, I know. Ain't that crazy? 3 days.
Yeah, this ain't your first time.
That's
That's your latest stint.
It was my first time on
first
this
time?
account. 'Cause remember, I just created this account when we started school because I
Yeah.
had deleted my other account.
I thought you did a 24-hour stint before.
No. Maybe. No, it was Twitter. Twitter, I did a 24-hour stint.
Oh, sorry. I got all my socials mixed
Yeah,
up.
man. Get it together, man. Get your socials right.
Well, you have like 10 burners, so you'll just hop on a different
You
account.
know. I got a Long Ride Home account. Oh, just a reminder, we have a new Twitch now. now Lone Ride Home Radio.
Oh, a new Twitch, huh?
Yeah. Well, the old Twitch account, the Long Comedy, was signed up through an email address I don't have access to anymore.
So you basically had to make a new Twitch because...
Yeah. I signed into it through here so we could live stream.
What about our one friend on Twitch that watches? That was commenting.
I didn't have time to switch everything over. I'm gonna switch everything over and add it back to the stream. So we'll be back on that Twitch here eventually.
So then why'd you make a new Twitch then?
Well, just for today's stream.
You made a Twitch just for one stream?
Yeah.
Just
so I could have it. Just so I could have the platform set up to stream to Twitch, so I don't have to spend all that time worrying about it later.
That doesn't sound like it's a lot of time later.
It actually is. I was trying to figure everything out.
Okay.
Because they had different layouts for different platforms, so I was trying to figure out the Twitch layout. But I needed to sign into a Twitch account to do that. So, it was the whole thing. If you want to support the show, we have a new feature, too. There's a link in the description of the video where you can support us through Streamlabs. You can send donations. We also have merchandise on Streamlabs eventually we'll be getting to that you'll be able to donate as well. But, yeah, you can donate right on the Streamlabs page to our show. Donate to us and tell us how much you love our show by giving us some money. We had two notable names in Northeast Ohio pass away this weekend. The first one, as we saw at the beginning of the show, was Josh Signs. We talked about Bob's Hamburg on the show before when we had Wild Man Johnny on because he is the mascot. He is the wild man of the Bob's Hamburg franchise. The owner of that passed away this weekend. I don't have all the information on how he passed away. I've heard rumors, but we don't actually know. Obviously, no foul play, anything like no drugs or anything like that. But yeah, so he passed away this weekend. He also ran for mayor of Akron a few years ago. But it was real sad, real out of nowhere. No one really saw it coming. I made a post on the Lone Ride Home Facebook page. We have made jokes about Bob's Hamburgers on the show before when we had Wild Man Johnny on here, but they did do a lot for the community, even though I didn't agree with some of the stuff like feeding the police. But you know what? Hey, that just shows what kind of charitable guy he was. And, he believed in the causes that he believed in. And even if I don't agree with them, he was the type of person that put his money where his mouth was. He said, hey, I support the police and I'm going to feed them. They also fed some frontline workers when COVID all started and all that. So they did a lot of charity work. He also did some ring announcing for local MMA and pro wrestling fights. So he was very active in the community. Thoughts go out to his family and friends and all that. Stop by Bob's Hamburgers, pick up some food, and, share your memories if you knew them.
Yeah. Go stop in. So, did he do it? Was he heavy in the operation of it? Or was
he was the owner.
Well, yeah, but...
Oh, yeah.
Some business owners are...
Oh, no, he was there every day, night, and, if you ever went into Bob's Hamburg to get food...
more than likely there.
You saw him. Yeah, you saw him 9 times out of 10. He was very
You were there?
hands-on.
You went there 10 times?
Yes, and 9 of them I saw him.
9 of the times you were there,
the 10th time I did not see him, but
you can't verify that he was or wasn't there.
Yeah, he may have been in the bathroom, for all I know. I don't know. I don't know, maybe I'll stop there today and get some food. They do have some great food. So, yeah, stop by, check them out, say hello, and
Well,
share
who's
your
operating
memories.
the business now? Is his, family,
Well, I think he co-owned it with the guy that owns a local wrestling and MMA company.
Okay.
And they were co-owners together. They also owned a kind of like a beach. It was like a man-made beach in Akron. They own that. I can't remember what it's called offhand, but they own that together. So they own a couple businesses together. They're really close. And I know he's really hurting right now from losing his friend. So yeah, definitely stop by. Get some food, say hello. You can't go wrong. Maybe you'll see Wild Man Johnny there in his hamburger suit.
Yeah. I mean, that's good. They're still... Because my favorite place to go for Chinese in Lorain the owner of that, had passed away, and like they shut down, which was really crazy because like they're still open, but they had shut down, I guess, just out of respect or whatever.
Right.
And that's why I just didn't know if they were still open or whatever. So yeah, support that business, support Bob's.
Yeah. They took Saturday and Sunday off, obviously,
Okay.
just because of what was going on at the
Okay,
time.
so there was a
Yeah,
okay, good,
yeah,
good,
but
good.
they opened back up today.
Good. Yeah, go support them because now more than ever, got to keep busy and keep their mind off of things, and of course, obviously, help with unexpected funeral costs because no one expects. What was his age?
I don't have it offhand.
Roughly. What do you? I mean, within a decade.
It wasn't that. Maybe his 40s.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Unexpected for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. No one saw it coming.
So help with that. I mean,
Yeah.
And this is one of those things where he seems like, because I'm new, once again, to this area.
Yeah.
And I've just always heard great things. Go support. I mean, he seems like he was charitable, so it's time to kind of give back to the company. They're hurting right now, emotionally, and give back to this wonderful company.
He was born in 1975. So
Okay.
Just no way to tell
Little
how
over.
old he was.
Yeah, no way.
No way at all to tell how old he was.
48 here, 43.
Yeah, he's 40s.
48.
I don't know.
43, 44. I don't know. I can't do the mental math.
I'm
I feel
bad
like
at
an idiot.
math.
75 to 80 would be 5 years, so 45
He was
plus 46.
Wait.
46.
I accidentally hit multiply instead of
46, yeah.
instead of minus. So according to my calculator, he was 1,946 years old.
God.
Yeah, didn't look a day over 1,942 though. I'll tell you that. No, but yeah, he is. How old did you say he was? You did
46.
math. Okay, so yeah, not that old at all.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
not
it would
at
this
all.
year would be. I don't know when his birthday is, so he may have
Right.
been whatever. But
Ooh, we kind of got.
you get the point.
Yeah, we're figuring it out somehow.
Yeah.
It'll be a whole 2-hour show of us trying to do math.
Just as long as it's not doing math, because I
Right.
I
well,
don't
I
want
mean,
to try that.
that would be a 5-hour show because we just wouldn't stop. Yeah, I don't know. I used to actually be really good at math because I used to deliver pizza, and you kind of had to be like quick on your heels with your math because you'd have to figure out how much they gave you compared to how much it was. And but I was one of those people, pizza delivers. I'm not giving you change. Like I'm giving you your dollar bills, and that's it. You're not getting it down to the penny.
You know when you deliver pizza and their totals $19.95, and they're like, just keep the change out of the 20, and you're like, oh, cool, I got
Yeah.
a 5-cent tip.
Thank you for that nickel. Oh my God, there's so many that were bad.
The pizza company that I worked the longest for, I delivered the longest for, which was, not that long.
Oh, 5 days.
No, it was longer than that. It was like 5 months.
Oh, that ain't bad.
In that industry, yeah, that's like retirement. Like,
I actually, the one I worked at Marco's when it first started. I was there for a little over a year.
yeah.
Which, yeah, like you said, I mean, for that industry, that's
Yeah,
a
but
long
when I
time.
worked there, I think I may have not told this story before, but when I worked there, I quit. There was some issues. I worked with some friends, and we all pretty much ended up quitting. I was the last one to quit, so I had all the pressure put on me. Well, one got fired. Then we're like, we're gonna quit because that's BS how they fired you. They changed the schedule. He changed his phone number. They tried to get a hold of him to tell him supposedly to tell him his schedule was changed. He didn't show up because they didn't have his new number.
Right.
So they're like, okay, well, you're fired. And they took him off the schedule because he came to work, whatever it was, when he was actually scheduled. They're like, you don't work here anymore. And they tried to correct it. They're like, you want your job back? He's like, no, screw you. So then we were like, whatever. Like at the time, things were slowing down. It wasn't a new business. It was a Happy's Pizza.
Okay. Yeah.
It was a Happy's Pizza, and it was new in my area.
Right. Okay.
It used to be a Pizza Hut, that building, and then it became a Happy's. So
you always see Pizza Huts and that shutting down, which is crazy.
We ended up, my one friend who I no longer speak with, he quit. Like, we were supposed to quit together, walk out literally together, and he couldn't hold on. We just, that day that we were working, we couldn't meet at the same time. Like, we were always, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Out and about. So he quit, and then I came back, and they were like, hey, your buddy quit. We got some extra deliveries. And I was like, well, actually, Yeah, I'm quitting too. And it happened to be the lady that hired me, who I actually was a real big sweetheart, and I really liked her. She just happened to be in from like corporate. It was all bad. But a couple months after that, one of the drivers got shot and killed during a delivery. So like you might not have heard my voice. You might never met me. I might have been in the ground.
Yeah. If only.
Yeah, if only. Yeah, you're telling me.
In the time I worked at Marco's, we only had one person try to rob a driver, but they were really bad at it because they didn't get away. But I've actually had, I had one lady I delivered to, and her total came to I don't know, I'd say 14, I'd say 60 something, and she just. I gave her $1 bill. She didn't hand me anything, so I just walked away and left. She called the store because I didn't give her 32 cents or whatever in change. And they literally made me drive back out there with a quarter and a dime to give to her. I was pissed. So pissed. So, yeah, I just always told customers, I don't carry change. I carry bills, and that's it.
Okay, so...
And not Williams, but...
you said there was 2 notable names.
I did say there was 2 notable names. The other one was Michael Stanley, who is a big-time DJ in the Cleveland area for the classic rock station up there. And also the Michael Stanley Band, which had a little bit of national success.
It did.
But he was a Cleveland boy through and through. He loved the area. He came back to the area. I don't know if he even left the area ever. Except for touring and that. But I don't think he ever moved out of the area. And he's been on the station, I think, since the 80s.
On NCX?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been on since, the 80s. He passed away, and that hit Cleveland hard. I mean, all of Cleveland was kind of feeling that. Because he's just become such an icon in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm. Whether you were a fan of his music or you tuned into him on the radio. And
even people that didn't like rock music knew and respected him. He actually got a video outside the Playhouse Square today in tribute to him. So that was, interesting. So yeah, we definitely, send our condolences as well to his family and friends. I guess he's been in hospice for a little while. He had lung cancer.
Ugh.
Yeah, same way, old Rushy died.
Went under the radar because I feel like that wasn't really publicized that he was sick.
He didn't talk about it, and he stayed on the radio to the end. He really didn't talk about it. And yeah, he about a week ago, he stopped doing his shows. Like, hey, I can't do my show right now. I'm battling a medical issue. And then he just died pretty quick. I guess he went into hospice care, and that was just the end of it. Now, he wasn't that old either, I don't think. However, Wikipedia,
I mean, yeah,
so
he was
easier to...
I mean, he wasn't like, I can see why he's dead, not like in his 90s, but he was a little more advanced.
Yeah, he was...
Maybe not. Maybe I'll stick
72. No, he was 72. Yeah, so he's a little older. Man, I don't know. I guess just him still being on the radio just made him seem younger. Because you just don't think of it like a 72-year-old still being on the radio. Usually by that time they kind of, unless it's talk radio. Talk radio guys tend to last longer than DJs. And he was more of a DJ than he was a talk radio guy. I don't know. You just really don't imagine DJs lasting that long.
There's a...
talk radio guys will stay on until the day they die.
Yeah.
Rush.
In Lorain, there's a barber, and I'm not sure what station he's on. I want to say it's an AM station. Maybe it's Cool Cats or something out that area. Mm-hmm. But he's got to be up there in age. Still cutting hair, still on the radio, I think, one day a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's... I'm going to have to stop by and get my... I don't know. I'm
going to have let him cut your hair?
One time.
Sit down, boy. I'll give you a lollipop afterwards.
I've heard that his sons... Because his son and his son's friend worked there, but this was 3 years ago, so it might have changed. But I'm thinking... I'm going to go back and see if I can have one of them cut my hair.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I'd like to find out if he's still doing the radio thing. I said that was 3 years ago, but I think he still is.
They were like, dude, he's been dead for 2.5 years. Way to pay attention.
I probably would have heard about it.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is like people like Rush and people like Michael Stanley, they got like sick and they just kept doing radio. Like, hey, you know, Rush was there. Rush announced it. He's like, hey, I got lung cancer, but I'm still going to do radio till, you know, until I can't no more. And Michael really didn't make a big deal about it. But he just kind of, you know, when it happened, it happened. But he stayed on the air until the very end. I don't know if I could be like that. Like, if I went to the doctor and the doctor's like, you have this terminal disease. There's not much we can do for you. I'm coming on the radio the next day and I'm like, screw you people listening. Screw everyone on the show. I'm done. You know, bite me. I'm about to die. I don't care. This whole show can go to hell. I'm gone. Just walk out.
Oh, did you read my mind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I expected you to do that without even having a terminal disease.
Yeah.
Just expect you one day to be like, you know what? I don't care anymore. I'm gone.
Screw you guys. I can't do a Cartman impression very well.
Hey guys, I'm going home.
Yeah, you're a better Cartman than I am.
Yeah. If I had like terminal disease, I'm gonna stay here for my fans to make sure they can hear me. No, screw you fans. I never liked you anyways. I'm going to Florida, where I'm gonna spend my last few months covered in hookers and blow. I'm not coming back here. Because who the hell wants to die in Ohio if they don't have to?
You'll probably just do the blow part. Well, you could probably find some.
Yeah, I could probably find. Well, my husband's a lot younger than me, so I don't know where he's going to be during this whole scenario, but...
Well, depending on how terminal you are and what age you are.
How much money I've made.
Yeah, that too.
It will depend if he's still around or not.
That too. That too.
Depending if he's still married to me or not.
Is it easy to find male hookers in Florida?
Oh, I'm sure. It's easy to find male hookers anywhere, I'm sure.
Well, let's call LG.
Call a male hooker? Who's LG?
No, Lindsay.
Oh,
Graham.
yeah. He can.
The Graham of the Lindsay.
He can hook me up, Lady G. He could probably give me some contacts of his. Yeah, why not hooker, huh? We're about to take a break here in a moment. If you're watching the live stream, you're just going to see a pretty graphic saying we'll be back. But let me see if I could do something else. Maybe. I don't know. But if not, if you're listening on the radio or on the Radio Free Entertainment app or on the WMVU website, you're going to hear some music. I don't know what's coming up. Some Fat Man Scoop. Oh, God. Why do they keep rap music in here when we go on breaks?
I don't know.
I got to start changing that when I come in. But yeah, you're going to hear some of that. When we come back, we're going to talk some Space Jam. Because, you know, there's a new movie coming out. We're going to talk stimulus. We're going to talk about the Meghan Markle and Prince. Who's it? Prince Harry?
Was there a documentary or some kind of special?
A special interview with Oprah.
Oh.
Meghan Markle and... Was it Harry?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Oh, Prince William's the one.
Meghan Markle's
he's
a babe.
married to
That's
the white.
all I know.
Prince William's married to the white chick, so you know England still loves him. Prince Harry married the mixed chick, so we're going to talk about their interview with Oprah and how it's kind of setting people off in England. They're not happy about it. We'll talk about it. It had 17 million viewers last night. Yeah, big deal. For some reason, America's always had an obsession with England. So we're going to get into that when we come back as well. Like I said, we're going to talk some Space Jam. Who's getting canceled now? We'll find out in just a few moments when we come back right here on your long ride home on WMVU. I hit that too quick. Part of the Radio Free Entertainment Network. Remember, if you want to donate to the show, there's a link right in the comments. Send us a little donation. Help pay our bills that the station doesn't pay. So, you know, the few bills that they don't pay, help us pay them. We got a caller. 1 second here. Caller, you're on the air. What's up? You there, caller?
Good afternoon. My name is Shepard Holland, speaking to you on the recorded line. I'm asking for Adam Palmer.
Adam? Well, this is Adam Palmer. How can I help you?
Okay, Mr. Palmer, just to verify I am speaking to the correct person, I have an address of 7318 Liberty Ave.
Yes, that would be me. What's up?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that would be me. What's going on?
Okay, yes, sir. Just to before we continue, I do have to inform you, I am a debt collector, and this is an attempt to collect the debt.
Whoa, collecting a debt? What should I do? Well, thank you for listening on WMVU. All right. Adam, pay your bills, guy. They're calling the station, Adam. Pay your goddamn bills. We'll be back with more of your long ride home right here on WMVU, part of the Radio Free Entertainment Network.
WMVU.org.
No way!
24 hours, 7 days a week. Akron, Canton, Cleveland, Northeast Ohio, and worldwide.
You are listening to the worst show on radio. This is your long ride home on WMBU, part of the Radio Free Entertainment Network.
Without a doubt, the worst episode ever. Rest assured that I was on the internet within minutes, registering my disgust throughout the world.
Gentlemen, the king.
And welcome back to your long ride home. I'm your host, Michael Long, and joining me across the table is my co-host with the most, the man with the plan, the fellow that likes to bellow, Mr. Corey Hennessy.
That's me.
How'd you enjoy your break there, Cornelius?
Got some fresh air and...
Yeah, that I polluted with my smoke.
Oh, that is the fresh air. That's my...
Oh, okay.
A little bit of secondhand never killed anybody.
Technically.
I mean, there's been studies shown and whatever, but, you know.
Who's to believe studies?
Yeah.
The studies.
Science.
Science. Yeah. So I was actually, I'm part of a Facebook group here in Akron about takeout restaurants and all that. And we kind of talked about this a little bit while we were on break, me and you did. There was a post Friday or Saturday talking about how restaurants in the area just cannot find enough help because since Mike DeWine lifted the curfew, the restaurants have been booming here in Akron. And, you know, a couple of people wanted to blame unemployment, which is ridiculous, I think, because
I think they have
misconceptions about what's going on with unemployment.
Yes and no. I think that like a very tiny, like a very small percentage of people, like they say it's a deterrent to actually go back to work or whatever. And it's like all it does is glare and point out that how underpaid people really are.
Yeah, and that was one of the comments I made. I said, you know, right now people on unemployment are making $4.89 a week.
At a minimum, yeah.
At a minimum. And if they're making less than that working for you, that means you're not paying them good. You're not paying them right. I mean, because and for months and months until, you know what, February, people were either making $189 a week or nothing at all. So yeah, if you were, I mean, if they'd rather sit there and collect $189 a week instead of come work for your restaurant, maybe you need to look at the way you're either treating your employees or paying your employees. Because if $189 a week is incentive not to work, something's really wrong with the pay structure in this country. Not to mention all the headaches and hassle unemployment is giving people. Right now, I don't think anyone's getting paid because everyone has fraud on their account to re-verify all the information they had to verify from the very beginning. So yeah, I mean, if you can't find employees, especially right now, something's wrong with your business model, in my opinion. And then they're complaining about $15 an hour. Well, you know what? If $15 an hour is the minimum wage, you'd probably have people not too upset to come work. So
Busting through that door, like,
yeah,
maybe even through the wall, like the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah. I just wonder, like, okay, so we know they want to raise the 15 minimum wage. I wonder if they want to get rid of the server wage, because you know the server
That's
wage
a part of that.
is
So
a lot lower.
yeah,
Than the minimum wage.
I brought that up before. So if the $15 minimum wage thing was enacted, say in like 4 years, like and it hits minimum wage would be like 15, and tipped minimum wage would be like 14. It's like 13 or 14, somewhere in between there. Maybe even more. It might be even closer to 15. So it's like, I think a lot of consumers will be less incentivized to tip because they're like, well, they're making a minimum wage. They're making what someone else is making. They're making the same amount of money as the guy in the back that's cooking the food. I mean, can't she just be happy with that? And I say she because stereotypically, yes, women.
Yeah.
Women are more likely to
Be servers.
and
Right.
work in that industry because they can work. Usually, they can work around a schedule. Most single moms, things like that. I mean, a lot of people that I know are single moms. They're servers.
Right.
You know.
Well, you know what? America is one of the only countries where tipping is actually a thing. In most countries, they don't expect tips, and people don't leave tips because they're paying everyone a fair wage.
Yeah.
You know, servers aren't making $2 something an hour because they're servers.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like the server minimum wage because that's the restaurant trying to, you know, pretty much say, hey, customers have to pay your wage to work. Like, it lets employers off scot-free with having to pay their workers, and they expect customers to pay their workers.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had my old roommate, her son lived in Germany. He moved to Germany after he got out of the Army because he lived on an Army base in Germany. And he liked it so much he decided to move over there. And he said in Germany, like, if you try to tip the waiter, it's like a sign of disrespect. It's like saying, hey, you're below me, so let me help you out. Because servers get paid a fair wage over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, America is the only country where employers expect the customers to pay their employees a fair wage.
No, it's not. It's like there's an ecosystem in that too. Like, okay, if you work at you work at a mom and pop. I mean, like I have to go work in a nicer area. It's like it's the misconception, or just people think like I got to go work in a nice area to get good tips, but it's like most people in nice areas don't tip very well at all.
I know. That's how rich people get rich.
Yeah, they don't have to tip, and then you go to a more urban or more poorer area.
Yeah.
And you're like, people are like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave you 25, 30%, sometimes more. I mean, when I've worked on and out of restaurants pretty much most of my adult life, and especially like Christmas time, like I've had people being left. I'd be a busser. Mm-hmm. And I'd pick up $100 bills off of tables, and we are in a nicer where I worked.
Right.
It was in a nicer area for
that
sure.
Bay Village.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, $100, and I'm like, man, I could just take this and like leave a 20, and then it would still be, you know.
Still,
I didn't care much for the
$80 profit for you.
Yeah, I didn't care much for the. I mean, there's cameras. That's just deceitful.
Right.
But I didn't care much for the server that got. I'm like, I don't think whatever she did, she probably didn't deserve this, but
Maybe
you know,
she
but
gave him
people are very joyous, and obviously during the holidays.
Right.
But you know,
Oh yeah, when I worked pizza, I made my best tips, like on Christmas Eve or Thanksgiving Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I walked out of there like a king. And that's the thing, like even with DoorDash, I noticed like when I'm delivering, like the bigger the house I'm delivering to, the worse the tips most likely going to be.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. It's like I don't get it. But I guess that's how rich people stay rich. They just stay greedy. When I worked at Marco's, I worked at the one over kind of by town. It's just, you know, we had areas we delivered to that weren't great, but generally it's like a middle class area. And they had me go help open up the store in North Canton area, where it was like around a bunch of nice houses and, you know, upper class people living. And my tips were horrible there compared to here in Akron. The best tip I got, though, when I delivered to some apartment. Like, these big houses would give me, like, a $2 tip, and this someone in an apartment, it was like a studio apartment, gave me, like, a $20 tip. So, yeah, it just shows, like, I don't... and that's why they need to do away with that whole server's minimum wage, too.
Yeah, but
Because-
let's be fair. I mean, it's hard to live as a server because you never know what kind of day you're going to have.
Exactly.
But you can clean house.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had plenty of friends who are like, I made $50 an hour. I worked an 8-hour shift. I made $50 an hour. Like, how did you, you make what some people make, in a 2-week paycheck you can make in a night. Like, so it's possible. It's just, you can't.
But it's hit or miss.
Yeah.
And that's the worst part. Like, there's no stability. And when you have...
It's
you
hard
know,
to manage too when you
Yeah.
you don't know. So it's like
Right.
best like if you put some money away. I'm terrible at putting money away, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, that's like, you know, I don't know how my night's going to be, but I know how my bills are going to be every month. You know, and so I need to have some kind of security where I know I'm going to have enough, you know, make enough to pay my bills. And with a server wage, that ain't a guarantee. And, you know, you got so many people like, well, minimum pay for minimum skill job. And you know what? I am totally cool with, people at McDonald's and whatever. No one ever said, hey, these people should make more than minimum wage. The argument is, what should minimum wage be?
Yeah.
And I kind of had to keep explaining that to people quite a few times when we start, talking about minimum wage. I'm like, well, minimum skill equals minimum wage. Correct. I agree. Someone at McDonald's should make minimum wage, but that's not what the topic is. The topic is, how much should minimum wage be? And that's where we're disagreeing.
Minimum wage should be a livable wage.
Yes. And, the people like, well, those jobs are meant for high schoolers and blah, blah. Okay, high schoolers go to school during the day. Who do you think's running these McDonald's and all that during the day when all these high school
when
kids
you're going to get your your McGriddle, which I love McGriddles,
Oh,
so
yeah, me
that's
too.
my go-to if I go to McDonald's for breakfast, which you can pretty much get all day now, which is
yeah,
awesome. You ever had a McGriddle McChicken? You get the chicken patty on the McGriddle. It's so good.
not.
As long as you get you have to go early because you get the good buns.
Yeah,
Because everyone loves a nice set of buns.
Oh, yeah.
But
I just actually tried the new the new McDonald's chicken sandwich. They kind of did like a Popeyes chicken sandwich at McDonald's, and I went and got one yesterday, and I was not a fan.
I know Wendy's has something like that, but
Yeah.
I didn't know McDonald's was going for that. But I'm going to check it out because Popeye's chicken sandwich is delicious. I don't
It
have
is good.
I have a Popeyes in the Turnpike Plaza, but they don't do the sandwiches. So the closest Popeyes
there's
to me is in North Olmsted.
There's one right by here. There's one right
I'm
up the
sure.
street from
I'm
here.
sure it's
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to say it,
Yeah, it's
but we know it's Akron, so
Right.
there's
Right.
going to be it's a more
It's in
urban
North
neighborhood.
Hill. It's in North Hill, which is very urban.
Yeah.
And it is really
Which is kind of
diverse.
crazy though, because North Olmsted. You think North Olmsted's not really North Olmsted's kind of an upper ritzy area, kind of. But it's neither. Whatever.
People used to go crazy when that chicken sandwich first came
I
out.
about creamed my pants the first time I had it. I love that sandwich.
Right.
It's like I can understand people going crazy. No, I can't. I can't understand people like wanting to fight other people for the last sandwich. And I think
Right.
a lot of that stuff was semi-embellished.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But
Yesterday I just happened to see. We went to E-Check to get my husband's car E-checked yesterday because they got the self E-Check here in Akron. So we went and did that. And there's a McDonald's right up the street. As we pull out, I just noticed the billboard advertising McDonald's had a new chicken sandwich. I was like, yeah, stop up here at McDonald's. Let me just get lunch now. But yeah, I wasn't a big fan. It wasn't not as good as the Popeyes at all.
No. We're kind of getting off on a tangent
Yeah, we
here. I
were.
want to talk
About food.
as always.
As always.
What do we got? What we teased a little bit earlier.
Oh yeah. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna talk about Space Jam a little bit, and we're gonna talk
you
about
get me excited.
the royal family.
Anytime that you want to talk sports, it's
Even when it involves cartoon characters.
yeah, it's you're a little more into that than like real sports. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, a movie about some Looney Tunes and
I'm here
an
for it.
Akronite.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't even remember how we got into the food thing.
Serving and
Oh, yeah, we're talking about
that's
serving.
I don't even remember.
Yeah. We started off on serving and somehow but yeah, we're talking about minimum wage. So yeah, but yeah, just to close that conversation up, we can all agree that people with minimum skills deserve a minimum wage. I think we need to take a harder look at what that minimum wage should be. And I don't like seeing people like look down their nose at other people's jobs. Like, 'cause I don't care what job it is. Every job takes some kind of skill. So yeah, we'll win that with that.
It just some jobs happen to be skills that
you have
a
to go
lot
to
more
college
people
for.
are. I get that. It's just some of those jobs are something that lower skills. Like
Right.
it takes skills, but like
Yeah.
it's a lot of people are.
But,
Which I
you
get.
know,
Like I said,
Skills, because you know what? If you put me on a grill at McDonald's, when I worked there, they tried that, and I sucked at it. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I couldn't do that. I was horrible trying to work the grill at McDonald's because it's very fast paced, especially during like the lunch rush. Mm-hmm. It's very fast paced trying to put the sandwiches together and all that. So it's something I couldn't do. So I guess that's why maybe I'm like, you know what? It takes a skill to do that, even if it's one you look
it
your
does.
nose
My
down
job.
on.
If I were on the grill.
Oh yeah.
If I were on the grill, like here's the thing. So I could probably make anything on the menu at my job. Mm-hmm. But could I do it at a
quick?
very, very, very fast pace
Right.
during a lunch rush? No, probably not.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask. Oh, go ahead. Finish.
Oh, no, that's just the point. You're right. I'm just kind of agreeing with what you were saying is, yeah, it's a skill that I've not really acquired, and we haven't really got to a point where we try, but even just my job primarily, I'm on the deep fryer, toast, and certain sandwiches that don't require like grilled stuff. So
Toast?
I'm all, yeah. You
that should be its own job.
yeah. You laugh and joke.
Oh,
but
no.
yeah,
Because
no.
dude, trust me, I worked at Mike's Place.
Yeah, you were telling me about
And
that.
you saw that menu.
Yeah.
So toast was like a hectic job compared to.
Because you have your
everything
back.
else.
So the thing about when you're on the grill, like you turn your back to, like, just grab stuff to throw on the grill.
Oh, yeah.
When you're on the other side, when you're a fry cook, you have everything going off on the fryer. Then you could be making a sandwich. Then you could be doing toast.
Oh, yeah.
And meanwhile, the stuff that's in the deep fryer is burning up.
Oh, yeah. Dude, when I worked at Mike's Place, like the deep fryers, like we had to do the deep fry stuff.
Do you have timers and stuff? Because we generally,
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty simple. We don't really have the timer because we deep fry so much stuff, and we only have a couple. So sometimes we have to have like multiple things in the
In
deep
one
fryer,
basket?
like in one, like if it's like because we deep fry our sausage links
Yeah. Oh, okay.
and a couple other things. So whenever there's stuff in, so it's hard to keep like a timer.
Right.
So most of the stuff, as you know, when you deep fry something, it floats. Like it starts floating.
Yeah.
Most stuff, it'll just start floating. That's how you know
We
the
had-
buoyancy of it is good.
At Mike's Place, I think we had like 6 or 7 deep fryers. So there's a lot of deep fryers back there. So it was kind of easier to do, one thing in each. But when you worked on when you were the deep fry or the fry cook or whatever back there, you had to do the deep fryer. You had to do the desserts. You had to do the steaks and anything that has like cooked to order like that, like the steak that had to be like cooked a certain way. We had to do all that back there on that grill. So yeah, I mean, it was a lot going into it. The question I was gonna ask, and we kind of got off topic there. At your job, at your restaurant, some restaurants, the waiters and waitresses have to split their tips with like the bus boys or the kitchen or whatever. Is it like that there? Or do
It's
they-
a fixed rate.
Oh, okay.
It's a fixed, and sometimes it works in people's favor, and sometimes it doesn't.
What do you mean by like a fixed rate?
It's fixed. It's just a flat rate. So if a server has a bad day,
Uh-huh.
they're still paying the. If they make $1 million in a shift, they're still paying the server, or your bus boy the same amount of money as if you had a $50 day.
Okay.
So it's fixed. So it works both ways. But when you get overworked, you get overworked, and that's
Right.
it. It is what it is.
So what is
really.
So what does the bus boy make? Like what do the servers have to give the bus boy?
I don't.
I guess because like
Well, and the thing is too is like there's like usually 3 servers, and I don't want to be. I want to feel like I'm giving telling
don't-
too much about inside
What it-
stuff or whatever. But
okay, so I mean, the main point was like, what if the waiters or waitresses don't make that much in the day?
well, they'll make if they don't make a lot, then it just sucks because then they're not handing this. I think that they tip share like a small percentage. Like I mean, something that you'd make in a like an hour or something.
Oh, okay.
Like
No,
like
that's
not
why
it's
that's
not
why
like anything crazy.
If it was a crummy day and they made $5 left than what the tip share was, that's why I was wondering like.
Oh, if they made, I mean, they definitely would make more. I mean, it's busy. They would make.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why I was wondering, just in
Yeah.
case that. I guess.
But it's flat, so like
yeah.
you could have an easy day as a busser. It could be a
Right.
quiet day, and you're just and you're still going to make that money. And you're going
Right.
to hear the servers bitching and moaning like I didn't make that much money, and I still gotta I get that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when we're balls to the wall, and we're busting our back and breaking our back and all these other things, and I haven't worked up front since
It was-
on my latest stint,
Right. It was like that when I worked at the Interbelt. The bar backs, it was the same way, where the bartenders gave the bar backs a fixed amount every night. Mm-hmm. Like each bartender had to give the bar back a certain amount. So nights that they didn't make that much, it hit kind of hard to them. But on a Monday night, it wasn't really a big deal because that was like the crazy night of making money. But yeah, so I kind of get that.
I'll say, I'll talk about this because I worked at Olive Garden because that's a chain. Mm-hmm. when I worked at Olive Garden, I want to say I made $5 an hour plus a certain percentage of sales. Not like what the server, because the servers, it's no secret that servers don't usually claim all of their tips, especially when it's cash money.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I never did it at Marco's.
Yeah. I mean, so you kind of have to, like, claim a little bit of it, depending on how much you did. If you had enough,
Right.
whatever. I mean, people that are servers that are listening, they know.
They get it.
They get it, But I think it just always used to piss me off because I was just a busboy, all right? And we made a certain thing. So you wouldn't be able to get your tips until the next day because they had to calculate your tips.
Right.
But then they always made it seem so inconvenient to go up to them. It was like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you're like, hey, I like yesterday's tips, they're like, well, can't you come back at a better time? We're busy. But you're always busy.
Right.
And then if you let it go, they're like, we're not a freaking bank, right? Like, you let it go like 3-4 days. Like, we're not a bank, right? We're not supposed to be just holding your money.
Right.
Actually, Olive Garden, I believe, owes me $1. I'm going to go in there one
let's
day.
sue them.
Yeah, because
We work for a lawyer. We could probably...
Yeah. And the
Sure.
reason I owe them, I like no call, no showed one day. I was like, I'm fed up with Olive Garden. No call, no showed, whatever. Then I got a phone call, everyone harassing me, and then I got this pep talk I went in to actually get my last set of my last tip. Mm-hmm. They used to give it in like this little manila envelope with the change and everything just shoved in there with like bankroll. It was all cash. You got cash too,
Right.
which was cool.
Right.
Obviously they would claim it on your check, but I no call, no showed. I went to get my they're like come with me, and they were like giving me this spiel. They're like, you gotta is this what a man does? Was this kind of like toxic masculinity type of guy. He was cool, but sometimes he was like a dickhead, really.
Oh yeah.
And he got this whole spiel, and he's like, so do you want your job or not? And then I was like,
Obviously not.
sure. well, no, I was like, sure. Whatever, I guess. I mean, I don't. But, like, you put me on the spot. You made me feel like a piece of poop. So, yeah, I guess I'll be here tomorrow. So there was never any communication amongst the managers. I showed up the next day, and, like, they had covered my shift. And then they were like, well, we didn't know if you were going to show up or not. And I'm like, I feel it. But, like, I gave you my word that I was going to be there, and I was here. So we did, there was prep work you had to do. Basically, you had to make, their Bellini, like their peach Bellini and stuff.
Right.
Like their tea, you had to brew the tea, and you had to do all that. So I just did like those kind of jobs, like the prep work. Then I was out. Like I clocked out at like whenever they opened. I was like 11:01. I was like, I'm out. So apparently, I don't know how they calculated it, but I didn't say bye to nobody. I punched out and walked. I didn't tell a single soul. I just punched out and walked. They probably realized, oh, he's not, probably 20 minutes in, like, where's our busser?
Right.
Yeah, I don't miss that job whatsoever. I really don't. My girlfriend at the time, her family was in, and one of the other bussers was like talking about me, and I'm like, okay, yeah. Once again,
Screw guys, I'm giving him.
there you go.
So we kind of teased it before the break. The new Space Jam movie. There's been some controversy in it, though. Have you seen the new look of Lola Bunny?
Yeah, it's
She's more tomboyish,
yeah.
less feminine. And people are losing their goddamn minds over this cartoon bunny not being sexy enough.
I can't get hard on a flat-chested Lola.
I need my
Come
bunnies
on.
to have
I need-
huge boobs.
I need Lola to be dummy thick. All right, dummy thick.
If I walk down the street and I see a flat-chested bunny, I ain't in it. Literally, I'm not going in it. But if that bunny has big old boobs, oh yeah,
it was easier to, in the 90s to sexualize a cartoon.
Yeah.
So now, kind of frowned upon.
Yeah.
I
mean, I don't see...
I'm gonna watch the movie regardless.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going regardless.
I'll be watching because the biggest star in basketball will be in it, Mr. Daffy Duck.
You're telling me coming out of retirement?
Oh, yeah. Since was the original movie come out in
96.
96?
It's 25th anniversony.
Oh, since 1996. Daffy Duck has not seen the basketball court, but he is back playing for your defending Looney Tunes Toon Squad. I'm just mad the Monstars won't be in it. this time.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think they're playing the Monstars.
Oh, it's something different. I guess you can't. It's because this is like.
It's not a reboot. It's a
yeah,
sequel,
it's a
right?
sequel. Yeah.
Why didn't LeBron just have his actual son playing in the movie? Like I saw they have an actor playing his son.
Well, here's why. Okay, because his son is still. You know, he's still his son. He's young.
Yeah. He's still his son? That doesn't change?
His son, my son. You're blowing my mind right now. So, here's the thing about that. They can't just. His son's busy. Okay.
Right.
His son. If you're talking about Bronny Jr.
He has more than one son.
Yeah, he's got two sons and a daughter.
He could have got one of his kids to be in the movie.
Yeah, you're right. Have a cameo. I don't know how big of a part that it would take, but like I can understand his oldest.
Right. Well,
because he has a grueling basketball schedule.
Right.
I don't know if
Michael did the same thing in the original Space Jam. He had someone else playing his kids.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess LeBron's kid in the movie is based off his son, but it's not portrayed to be his actual son. When in Michael's movie, like the kids were named after his actual children.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different. But one character that will not be making the final cut of the movie, he has been removed from the movie. All his scenes is one Mr. Pepe Le Pew.
Oh my God.
Has been removed from the new Space Jam movie due to complaints about his character demonstrating rape culture. What it makes sense. He was very rapey.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was very, very. He did not take no for an answer, because that cat with the white stripe on her back wanted nothing to do with him. And he was not taking no for an answer.
So now they got to refilm. So now they have to.
Mamma mia, let me stick it in you.
They got to call the Looney Tunes to record more scenes because
I think they just cut his out.
Well, yeah,
I mean, he wasn't a main
the,
character. He wasn't like a main Looney Tune character, so they could probably just CGI him out.
Yeah, but like that's such a headache. They have to call the Looney Tunes up and be like, "Hey, you recut." What if there's a part where he's with the other Looney Tunes? They're gonna have to refilm that scene.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get all of them back in the studio to refilm that.
You know how hard it is? They're busy cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I always.
Well, you know, half of them teach at Acme U for Tiny Toons.
Yeah.
So they're busy, and it's school season right now. Yeah. You know?
I went back. You know, I went back and watched. What's that?
I'm just looking at my hand in the camera, and it looks like orange. It's weird.
It's all the everything you talked about Donald Trump. You're starting to turn into him. And I watched the first Space Jam, kind of clipped through it, and there's a part now in the original Space Jam where Michael sends Bugs and Daffy to go retrieve some of his stuff from the house.
Yep.
He's like, hey, you know all that, Bugs like, you know all that merchandise that our names and faces are on, the cups, the shirts? He's
I never
like,
saw any money from that.
Yeah, it's like third wall. Like, you would never have gotten that as a kid.
Right.
And I didn't, even as an adult, a couple times I've really watched Space. It's just like a once a year kind of a thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I just never really thought about it. I just happened to click into that part, and it's like, oh, it's pretty clever.
Pretty clever. But from what I understand is, just so conservatives aren't too mad, and since, obviously they'll be boycotting Space Jam now, the conservatives.
Because of Pepe?
Yeah. Because, they relate to that cartoon or something. I don't know. Maybe they're rapey too. Who knows? But no, they're giving Pepe his own movie to keep conservatives happy. It'll be debuting on Parler. It will not be on HBO Max. They have sold the rights to Parler.
Wait. So Space Jam is going to be on HBO Max, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It'll have same time releases in the theaters, and it'll be up there for like 30 days, and then they'll take it down, like they do with all the other movies that they will be. I'm excited for that. Mortal Kombat, Kong vs. Godzilla. Excited for all of that. But yeah, so they're giving Pepe Le Pew his own movie to keep conservatives happy, and it'll be distributed on Parler through Ben Shapiro's movie company, just like the chick that got fired from Star Wars. It's going to be called Rape Jam. So yeah, looking forward to that.
I was kind of thinking that they should re-bring out the TWC.
Yeah.
And distribute through the Weinstein Company.
They could.
That'd be the good revival of the Weinstein Company.
And then maybe we can get Dogma on DVD too.
Yeah.
So I was actually reading the interview with Kevin Smith. The reason Dogman, because we were talking about, I think it was us, you, me, and Doozer were talking about you know, who owns the movie. But no, the Harvey Weinstein personally owns the rights to Dogma. Like, he personally bought it and then had a contract to have it distributed. But because streaming was not a thing then, the contract said nothing about streaming, and that's why you cannot find it streamed anywhere. And obviously, no one's going to do business with old Harvey to get it on streaming sites now.
You know, I looked because I was trying. You know how hard it is to find a good old, like, just in general, like on Blu-ray, DVD.
Yeah.
There's a Blu-ray in another country, and I was trying to get a hold of that, but it was still like expensive.
I noticed I'm assuming they're bootlegs on eBay. There's a bunch of them on DVD, but they're all from like North Korea, or not North Korea, but like
No, those
that
were
area.
those are probably real. They got distributed around the country, around the world.
But like they would have several copies for sale. So maybe
Well,
maybe there's a international distributor that was different than an American one, and maybe they still have distribution
Here's
rights
the thing,
and
I
they're
don't-
still selling it.
Yeah, I would just rather find.
The laws are so crazy when it comes to stuff.
Yeah,
like
I would
that.
rather just find a used copy of, like, on DVD or Blu-ray of
Mm-hmm.
Dogma than buying an import PAL,
Right.
because PAL is just all it's different speeds. It's weird. If you ever watch an import movie at regular speed, because long story short, something to do with our currents, like electric currents. Mm-hmm. That's why the way it flickers. That's why it's 25 frames a second versus 24 frames a second. And it's all weird. But like, because it's 25 frames a second, obviously that's faster. So there's a little bit of speed up. It sounds like a little chipmunky. So it's really weird. Like, if you ever watch an import DVD,
It's like how in Australia the toilets flush backwards compared to ours.
sure.
It's kind of like that. How things just. I wonder why that is.
I don't know.
But that is actually true. And you know, the water goes one way in America. It goes a different way in Australia when you flush the toilet. It's kind of weird.
That is weird.
That's probably like the currency thing. It's just kind of how things are done over there, I guess.
Because if you ever look at like a socket in the UK or whatever, like, it's different.
Is
Like,
it?
Yeah, like that's why you have to get like.
I know there's like different region DVD players.
Well, the region DVD players is one thing, yeah, like because they region lock stuff. But because of that's why if I ever import Blu-rays, which I do, I check and make sure it's 24 frames. Because I can just rip it, whatever. That's besides the point.
Oh, that is weird.
But they have a
They're
different
sideways.
Yeah, it's like sideways, and it's got like an extra thing. Yeah, it's different. That's why you always see people like stuff that you would take, that you would travel with. It'll have travel adapters. They sell adapters that you can click on and put in.
Right. That is weird.
Yeah, and just like their video games. Yeah.
That's
so
so
like
weird.
video games, right? Like it's 60 frames a second, right? Mm-hmm. Well, theirs is 50. So like. That was a big controversy because remember when the PlayStation Classic came out like 2-3 years ago?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, PlayStation Classic, but they put the PAL versions of the games on all of all the systems. So people in the United States are getting PAL versions of it, and it was like just didn't feel right. Mm-hmm. Like you could tell, like people could tell that it was not 60 frames. It was all screwed up.
Well, it seems like England's a lot of things are screwed up over there in jolly old England. As we found out last night on Oprah, as she did a special interview with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Meghan claimed that members of the royal family made racist comments about the color of her son's skin. She said it was not the Queen nor Prince Philip. So that doesn't leave many people on the suspect list. Mm-hmm. You know, obviously you got Prince William.
It was Prince Harry.
No, Prince Harry. Oh yeah, or her own husband.
Like, oh, you little mixed child. We'll just be nice and say that.
Harry said he had plenty of grievances with his dad, Prince Charles, saying when they moved to Canada, Charles stopped taking Harry's calls, and he said his dad's pretty much heartless. So I mean, just a lot of stuff. And one person that really is mad at them for going on this interview is Piers Morgan. He just spent all night bitching about him on Twitter. So yeah, I mean, you know, his father's a real moral compass. You know, he cheated on Diana with that horse face chick that he ended up marrying.
Sarah Jessica Parker?
No.
Oh.
I can't remember the chick's name now because she ain't that. She would never be Princess Diana. And that's one thing Harry also said. He's worried about, what will happen once they leave the world. Well, they have left, but Princess Diana had lived through hell when she left the palace, or as Meghan called it, the institution. That's what she referred to it as the entire interview. So, they're worried that she's going to kind of get the same treatment that Princess Diana got when she left. It's just a lot of things, man. I mean, it was very eye-opening. And who would have thought that, the family that, made you sleep with your cousin to keep the blood pure would be so messed up. She said they made it clear several times while she was pregnant that they were worried about what the kid would come out looking like skin color-wise. They wanted no blacks in the royal family.
Meghan's not... What is she,
She's
Hispanic?
mixed. I think she's black and white.
She does not... I mean, I never haven't had a good look at her, but I never... I mean, she might have... she comes up to me that looks more like Hispanic than, but maybe not. I don't know. But it's not like it matters. It's just...
Well, apparently Prince Harry was told by members of the royal family that their son Archie could not be a prince because his skin tone would be too dark. They're a messed up family.
It's just some point like...
Of course, all this comes out as Prince Philip, the husband of Queen Elizabeth, is sitting in the hospital, probably about to die soon. But they say neither the Queen or her husband were the one that made the racist comments. So, I mean, that leaves his father, and that leaves his brother and his sister-in-law.
Yeah, her mother's African American.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got a couple siblings and stuff, but yeah.
And they also say that they actually got married 3 days before the televised wedding. They said they got married in a private ceremony, but the church has come out and said that marriage wasn't official because it wasn't ordained by one of their priests.
No, I didn't know this was her second marriage.
Oh, yeah. I think that's one of the other controversies.
You married someone who'd already been married?
Yeah.
I'm going to kill her because till death do you part!
Yeah, pretty much.
I
it's just,
I don't know. I just don't follow. I never really been big on...
I haven't either, but I mean, 17 million people wanted to watch it.
But I do stand firm on Meghan as a babe.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
What is it? What is her...
Markle?
No, her... Is it... What the heck is it? Duchess of Sussex?
No, I think that's William's wife is the Duchess of Sucket.
This is... When I clicked into... It says Meghan...
Oh, maybe she is. Okay, yeah, I think she is. She is.
She was an actor, right?
Yeah, she was an
That
actress.
was what the whole thing was. But what was she in? Because now I'm trying to remember what she was in. Oh, Get Him to the Greek. Remember Me. And she was in Horrible Bosses.
Oh, was she? Mm-hmm. I don't think she's ever a star and actress in anything.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think so either. Filmography. I just have to know. She was in one episode of General Hospital. She was in 1 vs. 100.
Oh, anyone could be in General Hospital.
She was a holder of a case on an episode of Deal or No Deal.
Ooh, ballin', big time.
Knight Rider. She was an episode of Without a Trace. She was on an episode of The League. Did you ever watch The League? It's sporty, so I would assume you maybe not. I don't know.
No.
About a fantasy league. I just never. Suits. Castle.
She's been in a lot of stuff then.
Oh, no, never mind. In 2021, she was an episode as herself of Oprah with Meghan and Harry. But I'm more interested in knowing about her film career. And she was a narrator in some kind of new Disney thing last year. Random Encounters, Dysfunction. Yeah, Get Him to the Greek. She was uncredited. Yeah, she was... Yeah.
But she's been in a couple things.
Yeah, I mean,
She wasn't a major actress though.
no.
Um,
That's cool though. Whatever.
yeah,
It's probably because she's black. That's probably why she didn't get a lot of
Yeah,
lead
I'm sure.
roles.
yeah. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the fallout from this is. You know, a lot of people are very interested in what goes on in England. You know, when Princess Di married, you know, their father, a lot of people paid attention to it. Like, it had huge ratings. They broadcast it on TV like 3 a.m. People stayed up for it. I know when when Prince William and his wife got married, was it Catherine? Something like
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
I just.
But when they got married, like, yeah, again, it you know, was live at like 3 o'clock in the morning over here in America, and people stayed up to watch. It was a big deal. So, you know, people just, they pay attention to that a lot. It's big, I guess. But, you know, you see kings and queens and fairy tales and stuff. So I guess, you know, it's not surprising that the last really monarchy in the world would have so much interest in them. I mean, there's kings and queens in other countries, but really the one in England is like what you think of when you think of kings or queens or anything like that. You know, they're worth like $40-some billion. Most of it is stolen wealth. You know, they stole from other countries and, you know, what have you. Not the greatest history when it comes to being good people with that family. But yeah, people are still interested in them, so as long as people are interested, they'll pay attention. So I saw this. This actually just popped up on my Twitter feed. A representative from Alabama posted, "My bill, HB 2889, passed the Arizona House 51-1 today. In that bill, if you're convicted of a child sex crime, sex trafficking, child pornography, production or distribution, you're going to prison for life." So in Arizona, they passed a House bill that if any kind of sex crime that involves a child, you're going to prison for life. You will never get out. Arizona being strict. But you know what? It's crazy because I want to say Arizona was the state where the guy that was he was like caught like raping chicks or, you know, molesting kids.
That's not funny, but just the way,
yeah,
just the way that came out of your mouth. I'm sorry, rape's not funny. Just got to point that out.
It's
just
hilarious.
Raping chicks.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
you
he
just
was
like
something.
you had to pause.
Well, because I was trying to think of what his name is.
And then when you came out, it was like,
Oh, no, that was Alabama, not Arizona. Okay. Roy Moore is who I was thinking
Yeah.
of. He's a guy like, I don't know, he's molesting kids or something. He tried to run for a Senate seat in Alabama, and they're like, no, dude, we don't want you. Trump was like, I'm out for him. He's great. But, yeah, so, yeah, that's a law that they're passing there in Arizona. So, good for them. The only thing that sucks is they're, you know, using that whole QAnon hashtag, whatever, save the children or whatever. That is just all conspiracy theories and stuff like that. They use that as the, you know, message behind it. They use that hashtag in talking about the bill, which I think takes away some credibility. But that's a good bill to have, I guess. Well, we actually have someone that wants to talk about our last story. The Queen herself, Queen Elizabeth, is calling in. She wants to talk about the story, and I'm going to let you talk to her because she won't talk to me because my husband is too dark to be the prince, so she won't talk to me.
okay.
You know, not that she's racist. She just don't like dark people.
Oh.
So I'm going to let you talk to her, and yeah, go ahead and interview. This is exclusive.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Are you there?
I'm here, the Queen Mother.
What's going on?
Oh, I'm just sitting here in the loo, thinking about that interview with my ungrateful grandchildren. Oh, Harold Smith, the monarch, and that Meghan Markle.
Oh. So you saw it then, obviously.
I was very disappointed in that interview. I, for one, am not racist. I love the blacks. I got at least 10 of them working in my backyard.
Oh, that sounds like some stereotypical slavery, racist.
Oh, no, not slavery. They get paid 2 shekels a month.
It sounds like they're in shackles.
Oh, yeah, they're in 2 shekels a month. Oh,
One for each leg. One for each leg.
Oh, I read that wrong. But we're not racist. We love having a mutt grandson.
A what? A mutt?
Yeah, a mutt.
So-
Unlike my dogs are pure. He's a mutt, but we love him anyways.
Corgi, right? Don't they have some corgis?
Yes, they're all my corgis that are purebred. But our grandson is a mutt. What's his name? Is it Jerome? What is it?
I think it's Archie, right?
Oh, Archie,
Archinold?
yes. Oh, yes, Archie.
It's like Reginald, but Archinold?
Yes.
Archivius? Or maybe it's Archivius.
I'm just glad they didn't name him after a car or a diamond or something. You know how those blacks are.
Ooh, you gotta watch yourself.
They'll name their kid Paris when he grows up looking like Kenmore.
Okay. Well,
Oh, what? Okay, well, my husband's in the hospital, so I gotta go frolic with the help.
you're kind of an advanced age to be frolicking, aren't you?
Oh, you never get too old to frolic. Oh, the queen likes her jewels being played with.
You have jewels?
No, not well.
This is just getting weird. This is just getting
Hey,
weird.
bring that scepter here. It's the one that vibrates, right? All right, I gotta go to the loo.
All right. That's Did you hear any of that?
I heard it all. I was over here working on the soundboard to make sure it came through good.
Oh.
Yeah, wow, that was interesting.
Very insightful. They none of that was kind of revealed yesterday.
No, that was all.
That was last night, right?
Yeah,
You know?
We outscooped Oprah.
Wow.
Hopefully
Maybe
17 million.
Hopefully Oprah calls in
Yeah.
and wants to get the rights to this exclusive story.
Oh, that'd be nice. And then we could be seen by 17 million people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send this to
And
TMZ.
we'd probably get 3 more likes.
I'm gonna send this interview over to TMZ. You know, they pay top dollar for news.
Top dollar.
Top dollar
So would that
bills,
make us
yo.
like paparazzis?
Yeah, something like
And
that.
then Lady Gaga would have a song about us?
Gaga, yes. And then we could steal our dogs and be famous all over again.
It's a vicious circle.
Hey, we're just the paparazzi, man. Dude, we just want to see the dog. I just want a picture of the dogs. We're paparazzi. Why? Can we just want to calm down. Dude, we just want Get over here, I'll save you. Can I get a picture of the dog? I just want a picture. Well, apparently he's gonna cuss. I don't want a picture of the dog now. You're rude. He's so hard to talk to. You just want to scream the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's a camera, not a gun. Calm down. I'm sorry that the flash on my camera makes a gunshot noise. I always thought it was funny. Guess I should probably change that.
Well, then why do they call it shooting video? Okay?
Right. I'm here to shoot pictures, and so I make it sound like a gun because it's witty. Sorry that you don't like that. I just try to do my job, and this guy wants to just cause a scene. Damn gays. Always causing scenes.
Yeah. They ruin everything. You know that?
Oh man, I'm just trying to earn an honest day's wage here. You know, I only get paid minimum wage for taking these pictures. He's just gonna scream at me. Whatever. I bet Ariana Grande's dog walker don't act like that.
I bet you he does.
Probably
Or
the
she
same
does.
guy.
I don't know.
Probably the same
Or
guy.
they do. Sorry, if I say they, or is that
Yeah.
still not a correct?
I don't know. Is he,
Is
him,
that not
her,
correct?
She, they, them. I don't know.
Is it assuming their pronoun?
I don't know. I don't even pay attention to that pronoun thing. I mean, hey, more respect to everyone that uses that. If you want to be called they or them, let me know and I'll call you they or them. But from the outset, you're going to be he, him, she, her, until you correct me. Because I just don't know. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it's almost like everyone has to walk around with one of those like, "Hello, my name is."
Hi, my
Hello.
pronoun is
Yeah.
they, them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, oh my God, did you not look at my Twitter bio? It says right in the top of my Twitter bio. Like, I'm sorry.
It says right on the top of my Twitter bio.
I guess before you address someone, you should be like, hey, what's your Twitter account so I can see your pronouns?
Yeah.
I don't want to make a mistake here.
Yeah.
They, them.
It's like people that you get Mr. Garrison gets a sex change and then he has to reverse that sex change.
Oh, man. That would suck.
There's people like that, I'm sure, right? How
yeah,
many?
I'm sure.
I wonder what the statistics are on people that have tried to reverse a sex change.
I don't know. A lot of people a lot of people don't go all the way with the sex change. Like a lot of people will get top surgery, but not bottom surgery. Because I know quite a few like that they'll have.
When you say top, you mean like getting boobs?
Yeah, like they'll have the boobs and everything else, but they won't get the.
How does that make you feel?
I mean, it's cool. I'm cool with it. I don't care.
Well, I mean, like sexually, how does it make you feel?
It's like. I don't
Man
know.
gets like
weird.
like all those pictures of Lil Nas X with boobs. Is that like?
That's weird. Like
Is that up your alley? Because
I don't know. Is it?
that's what I'm asking. Is it
I mean,
up your
yeah.
alley?
I mean, I wouldn't.
Means a handsome black feller.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't turn them away. I mean, yeah, you got boobs. Something.
You turn them around probably,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you wouldn't turn them away.
Something for me to hold on to.
Yeah.
Living on a prayer. Hey, hey, hey. Grab me right there, boobs.
Do
yeah.
not ruin living on a prayer for me.
Too late. I just did. I'm living on some boobs.
That's my, I start singing that at halfway through my shift. We should play it every show at 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Halfway there, woo, living on a pear.
I'm just gonna edit it and it just be
Oh, there we go. Living on a pear. of
living on a
boobs.
pear. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. That was a fun show.
Yeah, let's just talk about the show
We
at the
covered a
end.
lot.
We'll just talk about the show while we're still on the air. We'll give her.
that's
So,
a good
what'd you think? What'd you think of the show?
Great show.
Great show.
Yeah, if you're just now joining us, we talked about Space Jam and the royal family and food. And I don't even remember what we talked about
I don't
in the
think
first
there's
hour.
anybody just now joining, but maybe
Maybe
they hopped on the WMVU
which is part of the what?
Radio Free Entertainment Network.
That it is.
So you're saying that there's a good chance that somebody went onto WMVU.org and happened to click the listen live button, but they were like, you know what? I don't want to listen to it through the browser. I'm kind of on the go.
Yeah, so I want to download the app.
So they go, okay, I have an iPhone.
Right.
It looks here that we have an iPhone app. And they
yeah.
click that. And they're like, well, my husband or wife or pronoun that I do not know, the pronoun of their choice, has an Android. They have a Samsung. So they're like, okay, why don't I click this WMVU.org Radio Free Entertainment Network button, and it says for the Android, the
Yeah.
Google Play Store. And they
Yeah.
click that. And they're like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, well, you know what? I kind of want to see what these guys look like. So then we're like, well, just go to facebook.com, Long Ride Home Radio.
Yes.
And you can see us, our beautiful faces right then and there.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And then like, well, I miss an episode and I don't really want to scroll. So then we're like, okay, well, I know they're in the studio, I think a couple days a week or something. But I know whatever. So let me go on to Anchor FM and subscribe amongst all of our favorite platforms of podcasting. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, okay, I can get it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Those are the two biggest ones that I know of.
Yeah.
I know there's a few other ones, but I think those are the two biggest ones. You get my point.
Yeah, I get it.
So I
yeah.
just wanted to make sure everyone was aware of everywhere we were at. Twitch,
Good job.
Twitch,
Twitch,
which
YouTube.
the Twitch we're on right now is not going to be the permanent Twitch.
Right, we'll be back on Imlone Comedy tomorrow. But yeah.
Yeah, because it's about him. Not the long ride
Well,
home.
no, it
but
just
it's about
happened to be
Avalon.
the one I had made.
Just so happens.
Just so happened. Well, you know, after
Just
this,
so happens that-
after this show, I'll still be around. So,
Yeah, I'm not. So,
yeah, just in case.
just in case.
Just in
It's always a little
Long
bit.
ride home will still be around.
It's always a little bit of truth to every joke, right?
Yeah,
So,
I guess.
Yeah.
If you want there to be. No, what did I just click on? I just clicked on.
I don't know.
something.
I don't. I have my back to the screen. I don't have my back, but the
No.
back of the screen
The
is in
screen
my
has its
eyeballs.
back to you.
Yeah, it's.
Turned its back on you. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow from 4 to 6 on WMBU. Coming up after us is Democracy Now! It's exciting. Just love some Democracy Now!
Democracy Thin, not Democracy Thin.
No, Democracy Now!
Not Democracy Later.
No. Democracy Now! From March 3rd, so it is technically Democracy Then. Because it's the March 3rd episode.
There's not a March
8th?
Yeah, I don't know the days.
don't know.
You know, I don't keep track of the days. I just know that it's Monday, and it's 60 degrees outside. Feels like 55.
Yeah.
With a low of 21. That's
Yeah.
all I know.
High of 60 today, low of 21. And after Democracy Now! We have ICFGX, which is a show that debuted last week on WMBU, I believe.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the
You know
second
what it
week
stands
that-
for, right?
No, what does it stand for?
It came.
It came from Generation X?
Voila.
Generation X?
Break it down.
What if
No.
you're just Road Dogg hosting the show and we didn't even know it?
That would be cool.
That'd be awesome. But it is time for us to get out of here. So don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow on WMBU with more of your long ride home. Democracy Now! Is coming up next, followed by It Came from Generation X. Remember, if you see that picture of Jesus on Facebook, share it or you will go to hell. Say goodbye, Corey.
Bye-bye.
No matter where you meet a stranger, be careful if they are too friendly. One never knows when the homosexual is about.
Schizophrenic baby, I love both of you. Schizophrenic baby, say you love me too. You too. Now when our romance has just begun, I know when everything's said and done, I'm getting two for the price of one. What fun! Schizophrenic baby, all my whole life through. You will hear me saying, I love both of you. I do. Baby, how happy we're gonna be, living together contentedly. You and your split personality and me. Schizophrenic baby, I've got news for you. Schizophrenic baby, I'm a schizo too. Me too. My alter ego and you and me, and your alter ego, we all will be engaged in a new group activity. You'll see. Baby, let's make it unanimous, just us.
Akron, Canton, Cleveland, Northeast.